up, guys? Chris Moulton, Andrew Martin, and we have with us Nico Campuzano. Am I saying that
That's
right?
right. That's right.
All right, cool, man. Well,
Close.
welcome. And you were almost the latest signing for Monterey Bay FC. They made an
Yep.
announcement today, but how does that
Oh.
feel to have a contract going into this season? How pumped up are you?
Oh, it's great, especially coming from me from a tough season last year and just how everything played out. And yeah, I think like I told Steven, I was really big on coming or finding somewhere where I could like see the environment for myself, see how it gelled with the guys and everything. And so far, I'm excited. It's been great.
Sweet. Andrew, you got a question?
Yeah, I have to say I'm just totally interested in your background, which is a background like a lot of professional players. But I mean, obviously, you're born in Spain. You came up through the Barca Academy.
Just 2 years when I was a little older. Yeah.
Right. But through your teen years, you're having experiences like that. You're coming to college in the United States. You're playing in various leagues. That must be quite the journey to go through something like that, to have so many different stops and have those opportunities. Is there one that kind of stands out to you as being like very formative to your development as a player?
I think the most formative two that I've had was obviously the first like main years that I was in the pro academy when I started when I was 10 at Racing Santander. It was like my team back home in second division now, and that was kind of like my first ever technical development as a goalkeeper. Like the first real focus training weekly and pretty much every day of the week. And then from there on, I would say it was just kind of like hitting different milestones, just like performing well at my level. Then I moved on to Valladolid, moved on to Barcelona, a couple years there, which were great. But I already kind of had that foundation, and then it's just like I feel like it's more the players that are around you that make you better. So that was also huge. And then after a couple other stints, and like I was in Villarreal for a little bit for my last youth year, I guess, and then Las Palmas reserves teams. Those were also just great in terms of experiences that you accumulate. But I would say then college years were huge for me.
Yeah.
That was. I feel like sometimes when you get into professionalized youth sports, it's a little bit you kind of get burned out.
Yeah. And college brings a different dynamic.
For me, yeah, it was. Yeah. I had no idea what I was gonna get into, and I just took the risk. I just jumped into it, and I went to University of Portland first. Great human beings that they really made me fall in love with the game and the daily grind every day again. And then obviously for me also coming into the US and the focus they have on developing you physically, that helped me massively. I was never very athletic, and then just something clicked for me. And then I would say after that, Pittsburgh was huge for me in terms of developing. Just the style, the level of professionalism. I've never seen anything like that. It was hard to play there, but at the same time, it was so rewarding, and so I saw so much improvement. So yeah, credit there to the coaches.
Yeah, and following up on that, I'll ask you to do a little inward reflecting. Can you tell Monterey Bay fans, do a little self-scouting report? What are they getting with you as one of our new goalkeepers?
I would say, like I also mentioned to Steven, I feel like one thing that I like here is they were very intentional with the type of goalkeeper they were bringing in. Not just me, like everybody that has come in so far, even trial, whatever. Early Sam as well was the first time that like we obviously fit the style of being able to play out of the back and being good with the ball at our feet. So that's almost like a given if they brought a goalkeeper into this team.
Right.
But then for me, I think also just pretty well rounded. Now I finally, like the last few years, I've developed way more in terms of athleticism. So I feel like now that's a big part of my game, and I like to play aggressive. Like to command my box, but I feel like the main thing is kind of determination. Is what like I just don't care what, just next play, and I'm able to deal with those tough moments sometimes in games. So I feel like that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
All right, great.
Like in Ted Lasso, he says you have to have be a goldfish where you just you forget about the last play and you move on, right?
Right. That's I feel like especially for a goalkeeper, that's Yeah, just because so many things can go wrong in a game, and then still have a long time to play, you know. So,
but it's okay if you remember the like flat out diving saves a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like at some point it just
it all runs
you
together.
also don't want to get too much caught up on those, you know. It's just like, okay, it's fine, like next play.
Yeah.
So Nico, I'm curious, what did you study when you were at school, when you're playing in college? What was your did you finish a 4-year degree? I'm curious as to the academic side.
It's a little weird one. I started already in Spain, and then I transferred my credits over, so I was able to graduate in 2 years at the University of Portland with a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science.
Oh, okay.
And then, luckily, I was able to find a school that had it was a great fit because of soccer, obviously, but also they had grad school for what I wanted to do. So it was the same, just information science security that I got my Master's of Science in.
Oh, wow. Okay. So very cool. And so Andrew and I have both recently watched a documentary on La Liga. And so do you have a favorite team in Spain? I know there's different regions they were discussing in there. And so is there a team that you gravitate towards more than another, or?
I feel like the teams that I've played at, I always like to look at them. And so obviously Racing Santander, it's kind of the one that I would really like to see do well and be back in La Liga, and I still follow them. But then after that, I would say I focus on goalkeepers. I watch games depending on who's playing in goal, and my favorite ones to watch for a long time were in La Liga, Ter Stegen, Barcelona. I just think he's one of the most complete goalkeepers I've ever seen. And then after that, recently I like Girona, how Gazzaniga is playing. I think also, obviously, Oblak was at a huge level for Atletico Madrid a couple of years back when they were competing for Champions League. Now Courtois is obviously completely different style, but yeah, he's a monster. So yeah, more than anything, I watch goalkeepers.
Nice. Andrew?
Yeah, this is a question I like to ask all of the players that we talk to for the first time. What do you like to do off the field when you have a free moment?
A lot of stuff. I don't know. So like one of my biggest hobbies also growing up was information security.
Mm-hmm.
So like do that as well. Security engineer actually too. And then do yoga daily pretty much. Like to go on long walks. Like all the guys at the apartments always see me like at random times at night or in the morning. I'm just walking down there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I spend a lot of time also doing mobility, yoga. I feel like that helps me mentally and also off the field.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I spend my day doing.
All right. Thank you.
And so I want to know, because I know who my GOAT goalkeeper of all time is, but who's like to
okay,
you?
No, you say it first.
Oh, it's Buffon.
Like, okay. Good
sure.
one. Same?
I like G. So yeah.
See, I feel like it's so hard because it depends what team you're looking at. As in, like, especially now the direction the game is evolving, you can't argue that, say, Ederson is a better shot stopper than Buffon. But he's probably the best in the world for City.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one, but so I'm not gonna give you the GOAT. I'm gonna tell you the one that I always liked to watch the most was Lloris at Tottenham when he was.
Okay.
And obviously now that he's come to the MLS, I was on the East Coast last year, so most of the games were at 10, 11 p.m. sometimes. So I didn't have a lot of chances to see him. I would have to just watch highlights. But this year I'm excited about being able to see him again and see how he does. I just love movement-wise, technique-wise. I always thought that was like kind of like my reference to how I wish I could move like that, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Andrew, any other questions?
No, I think that you've answered everything that I had on the front of my mind. So thank you so much for doing that, and appreciate you joining us today.
Of course. Thank you guys for your time.
I have one more question.
All right.
Total Spanish thing. Can you explain tapas to us? That's a Spanish thing, right?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us what that is? Because I like to eat, but I don't know exactly what tapas is. Could you just really break it down for an American?
Oh, I really hope I don't make anybody angry if they're like connoisseurs of tapas. But I mean, for me, growing up there, it's more of the basic tapa is just a small slice of bread, and then you put something on top of it, whether it be an omelette, whether it be like Spanish omelette. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
With potato and egg, pretty much. that's kind of like classic one. But then they can be like chorizo, they can be Spanish ham, jamon serrano, cheese, like everything.
And it's smaller portions.
It's usually smaller portions, and yeah, like the main.
So when you eat tapas, you look like you, and when you don't, you look like Chris and I.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's deceiving though, because most people eat it. Say like you're at a bar hanging out with friends, and instead of like getting a huge or like a full plate, you just like you keep alternating between different tapas, and then but people also, it's like it goes side by side with drinking most of the time.
Okay.
So yeah.
Got it.
So it's like kind of like finger food, sort of.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, Nico, thank you so much.
Of course,
for
been a
joining
pleasure.
us, and we're looking forward to big things this season.
Same here.
Awesome.
Same here.